Hey everyone, this is Kai Rubix and welcome to this episode of Theme Park Tutorials. Today we're going to recreate realistic gift shops and eateries you would find in real theme parks like Disneyland and Universal. We use real-world techniques such as using facades and back-of-house areas. We'll be using the tool sets and pieces in the awesome Planet Coaster to give that extra realism in our shopping areas and eating establishments. And with that, we're going to go ahead and get started.
Alright, so to begin our little tutorial, I first want to go ahead and give a quick tour of what we built here. As you can see, it's more of a Sunset Boulevard kind of setting, a little bit of Hollywood theme going on here. Make sure, before we start, through the guest view, of course you can see it looks like a typical normal Hollywood street, paired with different buildings, probably with a few billboards kind of advertising what's inside. And of course they look like separate buildings, but of course when we go up, we'll notice the back of house area. It's actually just one huge building. It's kind of entangled together. And of course you can see that the buildings are merely just facades of what's really housed inside. Now to go ahead and go delve in deeper, we're going to go ahead and give a tour of the inside, kind of showing how real shops in theme parks could be built. Now, actuality, we can see, well, let's go ahead and switch to the actual first-person viewing. Is it? Yeah, awesome. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and give a quick tour. As you can see in this first shop, this is actually all one shop, but I wanted to go ahead and kind of divide the buildings, well, not the buildings, but the shops separately. You can see that this is themed to pirates. So if this theme park had like a pirate area, and of course this is the beginning of the park, so I guess any last chance kind of place to go ahead and grab a souvenir or something you wanted to buy in that area, well, this is your chance to go ahead and get it. And of course you'll notice that the first floor, or I guess like the area where the guests are, it's really themed to like that pirate look. But if you look up, you can see all the facility kind of things like pipes. I guess it's for the air conditioning, and you can see the actual roof. I guess it's like that exposed ceiling look, where you can see like all the air conditioning units and all the scaffolding and I guess all the supports. I've actually noticed most, if not all, gift shops actually have this kind of look. It actually gives it a more realistic tone. So anyway, moving on, we're going to go ahead and go into the next room as slowly as possible. This should be like more of the main gift shop, sort of like the one where like you can, the largest one. You can see like even the entrance is pretty large. And again, we're going with the whole first floor. I guess the guest area is kind of quite themed. And then you can look up, you can see all the lighting fixtures and the scaffolding and even the air conditioning units. But yeah, we go ahead and made some shelves here. I was really hoping eventually when we get more updates for Planet Coaster that we will get like something, I guess, like to line the shelves. Hopefully to make it look a little bit more realistic. So we can actually get indoor shops rather than just like the ones in the outdoors. And of course, just to give it that extra, or at least make it usable rather than just looking like just a shop, of course I added a facility here, just so that the guests could actually use what's inside. And then finally, we're going to go ahead and go to the last part of the building, which is the eating establishment. Now with this particular eating establishment, just like all theme parks, it's not like an indoor restaurant. You actually gotta have to go ahead and line up, go through this queue here, and then when you get to the front, you're gonna go ahead and have to order your food, and of course sit down at one of the tables and eat in or out, either one. There's an outdoor establishment out there, as you can see. But yeah, I want to go ahead and look up, have a nice sunroof, and I guess a giant TV monitor, or just like something, a nice little signage or whatever, just to give like some character to this building, so it doesn't look all plain and white. But yeah, so as you can see, even though from the outside, just like in all theme parks, or at least major theme parks, they look like separate buildings. But when you go inside, they're all like It's just a giant interconnected shopping building, I guess you can say, or souvenir shop. Well, why am I going back to the thing here? Oh, well, anyway. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so it's having a little bit of problems with the camera there. But, yeah, it's all really interconnected. They're all the same shop, I guess, with different themed sections of the shop. And it just really looks like just one giant main street. Okay, now finally, to get to the aesthetic part of it, as you can see, it's like it's different facades, and of course just one giant building. We're going to actually go ahead and how to go ahead and build it. Now we're going to go ahead and give one example building here, but before that we're going to go ahead and do basically a cutaway on how we built this. So we're going to go ahead and look. We can see that these are actually all little pieces that you build separately, and they're actually not even that complete. So it's even more of a facade when you build it, when you really build it. Really, it's just like one side of the wall is nicely themed. Everything else, it doesn't really matter because the guests aren't going to see it anyway. And all of the pieces are like that. So really, well, except for that piece because that one was a little more intricate. But anyway, let's take that piece too. You can see there's really nothing behind there. It's really just the shop and of course the back of house area. Okay, and finally we're just going to go ahead and look at the back of house area. Really plain. Of course, this is where only employees get to look at. We need roof access just in case they need to fix the air conditioning units, and of course maybe even a back of house entrance or possibly even a break room. Hopefully they can add a little bit more details or like more set pieces for the back of house. Hopefully they will. But yeah, it's really just a simple back of house kind of area. We're going to go ahead and finally, well, before we go ahead and start building, let's go ahead and look at the final area here. Just a little outdoor eating establishment area. And finally, of course, the bathrooms. And it kind of does help with this one because I did want to do separate bathrooms for the boys and the girls. And I guess you can see, even though it's just one circle, I guess you can say that this side's the woman's bathroom and that side's the men's bathroom. But that's just a little extra thing that I added there. Alright, so finally we're going to go ahead and do a time-lapse video of how we can build all of this in this one section here. Alright, and with that, we'll go ahead and get started on that. see with the finished product, just like from the last one, it's a nice little building. Of course, in the back area has the back of house, just one jumbled building, but on the front where the guests can see, there's at least like 3 buildings that are covering it as a facade. Of course, we started building with the path first, trying to figure out the blueprint area. Then we went ahead and added some little details. Of course, the shelves, the lighting, and of course the exposed ceiling. We went ahead and did that. And then of course we made the facade piece by piece. We can just easily move that out. Move it somewhere else, probably even copy it in. As you can see from the time-lapse video, I tried to see if I can copy this building to put there, but I was like, forget it, let's go ahead and build a brand new building. And we could build it from the side and go ahead and move it into place, which is an awesome aspect for Planet Coaster, or from Planet Coaster. And then of course, when using the paths, we went ahead and modified the path so that it can fit through these little alcoves and canvases, or alcoves and archways. Canvases, what? Alcoves and little archways. And make sure to utilize that control, holding down control, so you don't get that automatic, what do you call that, where it automatically sticks to another path. Just hold control and it will just, you know, at least try not to stick to, or glue to paths so easily. Or we can get like these little, I guess more spacious pathways. And of course not to go ahead and clip through. Like you can see there that they're connected, so we don't get any of those, so guests don't walk through those. And yeah, that's it. That's the tutorial for building realistic gift shops, souvenirs, main streets, what have you. And with that, I'm going to leave you guys with some nice, beautiful night shots of our Main Street Emporium gift shop. Alright, again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.